So hello and welcome back again to my channel, guys. So in this video we will be designing slab base for the steel column that we had designed in the earlier video. So if you have not watched that video, please make sure you watch that video because I'll be taking all the properties of the section and the load from that particular numerical. So make sure you watch that video completely, and all the details from that video will be in this. And for the same column which we had designed earlier, we will design the slab base in this video. So make sure you watch this video till the end. So first we need the load that will be coming from the column onto the concrete pedestal, or you can say on the slab base. So the load available with us is this much, 1175 kilonewton, and the section properties are BF is equal to 250 mm and depth of the section is 450. This is the same section that we had used in the earlier problem. So the very first thing which we need to decide is the strength of the concrete. So we will assume that the strength of the concrete that we will be using will be M20. Okay, so for this M20 concrete we need to decide the bearing strength. So the first step of the solution will be bearing strength of concrete. Now the bearing strength of the concrete will be equal to 0.45 FCK. So whenever we are designing a concrete, we always use a factor of safety, that is 0.45. So it will be equal to 0.45 times 20, and this will give me 9 Newton per millimeter square. So this will be the bearing strength of the concrete which will be used for designing, and basis this bearing strength we will decide the area of the base plate. So the second step will be area of base plate. Now let's imagine this is the concrete pedestal, and above this is the base plate. So the pressure of the base plate will be on the pedestal right here. So depending upon the pressure in this area, we will decide the area of the base plate. So the area will be the load that will be on the base plate, that is the load from the column, which will be P upon the bearing strength of concrete. Bearing strength of concrete. Now this P is the factored load, so we will multiply it by 1.5 times the load that is given to us is 1175 from the column, and I'll convert it into newtons. Okay, divided by bearing strength of concrete is 9 Newton per millimeter square. So if I solve this, I'll get the area as 195,833.33 millimeter square. So that's it, you have found the area of the base plate. Now it's time to find out the size of the base plate. So going to step number 3, size of base plate. Let's assume the base plate is square. So we are assuming that the base plate is of square shape. So the size of the base plate will be, one side of the base plate will be square root of the area simply, and 195,833.33, which gives me 442 mm. But this is not quite right, because if I see my I section has one side depth of 450 mm, then how can I fit this I section on the base plate of size 442 mm? So what I have to do is, I have a constraint over here. What I'll do is, I'll decide this side of the base plate, okay, and I'll keep this side unknown, okay, and if I equate it to the area of the base plate, I'll get the unknown side, which is this. So let's assume this is D, this part here is A, and if this is PF, the projection from this side is small v. So if I write down the formula for area in this case, it will be d plus 2 times a plus, sorry, not plus, times the other side, that will be bf plus 2 times b. Okay, so just put the values here. 195,833.33 equals d will be 450 plus 2 times a. Now you have to assume this side. Okay, now I have a constraint over here, so 450 mm minimum value I have taken here. I'll assume a is 50 mm on each side, so 50 mm times bf is 250 plus 2 times b. So everything is in place here. Now I'll just equate it and find out the value of b, which will be 53.33 mm. So just round it up now. I'll take it as 55 mm. Now you have got the projections of the base plate from the flange side and from the web side. So what you have to do is just write down the actual sides. Now A side, I assume just this part is A and this side of the base plate is B. So A will be equal to D plus 2A, which will be equal to 450 plus 100, which will be equal to 550 mm. Similarly, the value of B will be BF plus 2B, which will be equal to 250 plus 2 times 55. And if I solve this, I'll be getting it as 358 mm. Okay, that's it. You have found the size of the base plate now. Now just find out the actual area. So area new will be equal to 550 times 358. And if you solve this, you will be getting it as 195,900, and which is greater than area required. So this is okay. Now you have found the size of the base plate. Now you have to find out the thickness of the base plate, because in the market when you go to buy a base plate, you will be telling the vendor what will be the size that you are going to buy. So as you can see, our area has increased a little bit. So what we will do is we will find out the actual pressure on the concrete pedestal, which was 9 Newton per millimeter square earlier. So we will find out what will be the actual pressure based upon the size of the base plate. So fifth step will be intensity of plate pressure on the concrete pedestal. Now this will be simply W equals to the load divided by the new area, and this will be 1.5 times 1175 times, I'll convert it into newtons, divided by the new area, 195,900. So the intensity of pressure will be 8.99 Newton per millimeter square. So it has slightly reduced, and it is less than 9 Newton per millimeter square. So our design is safe till here. Now the next step is to find the thickness of the base plate. So thickness of the base plate can be determined by the formula under root of 2.5 times W into A square minus 0.3 B square into gamma MO upon Fy. Now this Ts should always be greater than the thickness of the flange of the column section. So I'll just substitute all the values here and write it down for you. So friends, in this formula the W value is the pressure on the concrete pedestal, which is calculated 8.99. Then A is the larger projection of the base plate and B is the smaller projection of the base plate. Then gamma MO is a partial safety factor and Fy is 250. And if I can show you here, let's imagine this is the base plate and the I section is in here like this. This side is 250 and this side is 450. So our larger projection was on this side, that is 55. So this is A, then again A here, and our shorter projection was this side. So B 50, and again on this side B will be 50. So I hope you understood this A and B, and if I solve this I'll get it as 14.99 mm, and this is clearly greater than TF, which was 13.7 mm. So we will provide base plate of size 550 mm by 358 mm by 15 mm. So that's all guys, we have designed the base plate. Now it's time to design the connection for this. So there are two ways to design the connection. So the design of connection can be done in two ways. The first will be bolted connection and the other can be welded connection. So in this video I will explain you how to do it by bolted method, and if you want me to do by welded connection you can also comment in the comment section. I'll make a video on this one also. So let's proceed with the connection of the base plate with the column section and the concrete pedestal. So I want to tell you one thing, if you have not watched my video on bolted connection, please go and make sure you watch that video, because I have explained you everything, how to calculate the design shear strength and design bearing strength of the bolts. So in this video I'll be just putting the values in the formula. I'll just show you how to use the various formulas here, and if you want to know where the values have come from, please make sure you go and watch that video. So for designing the connection by bolted method, the first step will be to determine the design shear strength of the bolt. So the design shear strength will be VNSB divided by gamma MO, and this will be equal to VDSB. So first we will find out what is VNSB. Therefore VNSB will be equal to ANSB n into FUB upon under root 3 gamma MO. So I'll just put the values here for you. So I get the VNSB value as 65.92 kilonewton. So VDSB will be VNSB upon gamma MO, which will be equal to 65.92 divided by 1.25, and it will be equal to 52.73 kilonewton. Okay, you have found this. Now the next step is to find out the design bearing strength of the bolt. So if you want to know what is ANSB, FUB, gamma MO, please make sure you watch that video. Link will be in the description for you guys. Now design bearing strength. Now design bearing strength is given by VDPB, which is equal to VNPB divided by gamma MO. Now we will find out what is VNPB. So VNPB will be 2.5 kb dt Fu upon gamma MO. Now for finding out kb there are three conditions, so you can go ahead and watch the video. It's in the video, that is E upon 3 DO, then P upon 3 DO minus 0.25, then FUB upon FU. So I'll find out all these three and just find out what is the lesser among these three and just put it here in the formula. So guys, before we proceed with that, let me tell you something. Now let's imagine if this is my column and this is my slab base underneath the column. So to connect the column with the slab base, we need to provide a cleat angle like this. So it can be any angle section. You can use any type of angle section. So I will assume that I'll be using 90 by 90 by 6 angle, and for designing purpose I'll be using M20 size of bolts. So keep this in mind. So what we will basically do is we will connect the cleat angle with the column, and again we will connect the cleat angle with the base plate all through the concrete pedestal, which will be underneath the slab base. So this is the concrete pedestal, this is the slab base, this is the cleat angle. Now I'll just put all the values over here. So it will be 2.5 times, so kb I have found it as 0.45 into d is the nominal dia of the bolt, that is 20 mm, into t is the thickness of thinner plate. So in our case, this thickness of the flange was 13.7 mm. If I can show it here, so this was 13.7 mm, but our angle has a much thinner section which is 6 mm, so I'll be using T as 6 into Fu is the ultimate strength of the bolt upon gamma mo, which is 1.1. So after I solve this, I get it as 67.09 kilonewton. Now the VDPB will be VNPB divided by gamma mo, and it will be equal to 67.09 upon 1.25, and this gives me 53.67 kilonewton. Now if you compare the design shear strength and the design bearing strength, so out of these two, the lesser one will be the strength of the bolt, and that will be the governing factor for designing purpose. So our strength of bolt, so amongst shearing and bearing, the shearing strength was lesser, so I'll write it down as 52.73 kilonewton. Now basis this strength, we will decide how many number of bolts that we need to provide. So guys, number of bolts will be given by the load on the column, that will be P, divided by strength of bolt. So our load was 1.5 times 1175, and that will be divided by strength of single bolt, that is 52.73. Now one thing you have to keep in mind is that this load will be divided by 2, because 50% of the load will be all throughout taken up by the connection itself. So we will just give the load contribution to the bolts as 50% only, and the 50% will be transferred into the slab base. So this gives me 16 bolts. So altogether I have to provide 16 bolts. Now the method of providing can be different based upon the mind of the designer. So in my case, I'll show you how I have provided on the section as well as on the plan. So I'll show you the drawing now. So this is the elevation that you see. So this side is the flange side, and I have connected the base plate with a cleat angle, which you can see this part is the cleat angle. I have written it as 90 by 90 by 6. Then these red dots that you see are the bolts. So I have written 8 M20 bolts on each side. So in this elevation you can only see one side, so on the opposite side there are more 8 bolts. And again base plate size I've written out here, 550 by 358 by 15 mm, and again this is the concrete pedestal. So as you can see, the bolt goes through the cleat angle to the base plate and finally into the pedestal, and this is our flange width, that is 250 mm. Now I'll show you the plan. Now the remaining doubts will be cleared in the plan. So I have shown the size of the base plate, 358 by 550 mm, and then I have shown you the eye section over here. You can see eye section is here, then the cleat angle can be seen over here, this part, and again you can see the bolts, you can count it, 4 here connected to the base plate, and the 4 you can see here which are connected to the column. This is one side, there are 8 bolts, and the opposite side you can see there are more 8 bolts. So total number of bolts is 16. Again, you can see the higher side of the projection, that is 55 mm. I have shown it over here, which was along the flange side, and the smaller projection was along the web side, so that was 50 mm. I have shown it here, and I have named the cleat angle as 90 by 90 by 6, and the bigger square that you see all along the base plate is the concrete pedestal. I hope you have understood everything in this video, and still if you have any doubts you can comment down in the comment section below. And if you liked this video, please make sure you subscribe to my channel because I post videos like this frequently. And till then, I'll see you in the next video.